What's up? Welcome to your Daily Buckeye Blitz for a Wednesday, the hump day, March 20th, 2024. We are plowing away. Plowing, I say. Plowing. Glad I never had to plow a field. I have baled hay or straw. Had those black boogers for like a week. That was the worst. Can't you just use a forklift to lift that shit or something? Man, it seems like it'd be a lot faster and a lot easier. Definitely easier on my back. Anyways, that was the one day I was on a farm. I have ridden horses on a farm. So I don't know how we got turned in that direction, but you're welcome. All right, let's get into it. The BuckeyeCast.com is your place for all your Buckeye videos, condensed games. I have all of last season's, the last 2 seasons, I think, condensed games. Got highlights of all your favorite Buckeye legends from all time, all the way up to modern day, and recruiting videos. You know, it's basically a highlight video haven. Yeah, agent. So check it out. The video vault on thebuckeyecast.com. Check it out. All right, let's get into it. We're talking linebackers. Our spring position preview. We haven't done the linebackers yet. We're winding it down. Finishing up this early spring preview. So let's get into it. LBs. Everybody loves the LBs. Laurinaitis is in charge of them now. Let's see if he can earn his keep here. The Buckeyes have to replace 2 starters at linebacker. That's unusual. When you only play 2 linebackers, that's 100% of your starters. I can do math too. So you got former starting middle linebacker Cody Simon. He returns for his 5th year. Tommy Eichenberg, Steel Chambers are off to the NFL, of course. You got former 5-star prospect CJ Hicks. He's heading into his 3rd year. Same for former highly rated recruit Gabe Powers. Both players looking for their first shot at consistent playing time. Overall, the group is pretty much unproven. Now you have to shoehorn Sonny Styles in here. Late add this spring, so he's officially part of the linebacker group. Has a ton of experience, 2 years worth actually, on the defense. So he's seen it from the safety position and a little bit at Sam linebacker, but now he's moving up, learning a new position. So James Laurinaitis is searching for at least 4 linebackers that can play. That's his task this spring. So the roster looks like this. You got Cody Simon, redshirt senior, 6'2", 235. He had 373 snaps last year, filling in for Tommy when he was injured. Cody's very experienced and completely comfortable running the defense. Court Williams, don't forget about my guy Court. Redshirt senior as well, 6'1", 228. Blew out his ACL in fall camp last August, so obviously did not play any snaps. He was a former captain, don't forget that. He's dealt with injuries his entire career, honestly, unfortunately. CJ Hicks, he's a junior, 6'3", 230. Clock is ticking on my guy CJ, 75 snaps last year. He's the former 5-star prospect. He has 23 tackles in his first 2 seasons. Yeah. Sonny Styles Jr. Sonny Styles is a junior. 6'4", 235. He had 537 snaps last year. Played all safety positions and the Sam linebacker. He is your Mr. Versatility. He's a 5-tool player, you might say, if you watch that old sport called, I think it's called baseball. Then you got Gabe Powers, redshirt sophomore, 6'4", 235, 21 snaps last year. He's a regular on special teams, but has seen time on the defense in only 3 games. Excuse me. Arvell Reese, sophomore, 6'3", 235. He played 8 games last year on the special teams, none on defense. Still waiting his first defensive reps. Nigel Glover was a transfer last year. He's a redshirt freshman, 6'3", 210. Played 0 snaps. Transferred late last summer after leaving Northwestern and the Weenie Washers. So obviously he redshirted. Then your true freshman, you got two guys, Peyton Pierce, 6'1", 220. He's injured right now, will not see any action in spring. He's on one of those little carts, little scooter looking things. Then Garrett Stover, freshman, 6', 205, has speed and quickness. He played a lot of safety in high school, made the transition down to linebacker last year, his senior year. So still transitioning there. So looking at the starters, since there are no returning starters, there are players, though, that return with starting experience. Cody Simon, he's locked up the middle linebacker spot. There's no question there. The quarterback of the defense, he knows the defense inside and out. So that's easy. Jim Knowles has always talked highly about Cody Simon and compared him to Tommy. So they're one and the same. The only other guy on the roster with experience starting at linebacker is Court Williams. He started the Rose Bowl at the end of the 2021 season. That was it. That was his last start and only start. Anyways, so new additions coming to the team. You got the true freshman Peyton Pierce and Garrett Stover, both already enrolled. Pierce has a lower leg injury, so he will not see any action in spring. He had 181 tackles, 40 TFLs just last year as a senior at Lovejoy High School in Lucas, Texas. That's legit, man. As a junior, Garrett Stover was all-state in Ohio after putting up 92 tackles, 12 TFLs, 7 pass breakups, and he even missed 3 games with an injury. So then you got Sonny Styles officially moved to linebacker this spring. So your depth chart looks like this. Starting at the middle, you got Cody Simon, behind him, Gabe Powers, behind him, Marvell Reese, then Peyton Pierce. Will linebacker. This is the old Urban Meyer or scenario. CJ Hicks or Sonny Styles. That's a competition going on this spring. Then you got Court Williams at will, Nigel Glover, and Garrett Stover. So a lot of inexperience behind those starters. So what's the latest? James Laurinaitis, we know, was elevated to from GA, who coached the linebackers, to the full-time linebackers coach. His position coaching duties don't change, but he does now have a louder voice in the defensive staff room, and not much is going to change from last spring as far as his duties and things like that. So looking at this coming season, Cody Simon, he started 4 games last year, 3 in the middle and 1 at Sam. So he should slide right in for Tommy Eichenberg at middle linebacker. That's hands down. He started 10 games in 2021, 9 of those in the middle, 1 of them at will linebacker. And he was part of a 3-man rotation last year. Cody played well at both will and the Mike. And he has experience playing all 3 linebacker positions. So he will be your Mike this year, though. The only question this spring is how much work will James Laurinaitis give him, really, and then the real big question is who wins the starting will linebacker job between CJ Hicks and Sonny Styles. Styles started 12 games for the Buckeyes last year as a true sophomore. First 7 came at nickel. Then the final 5 came at strong safety. Remember when Lathan got hurt. So he spent time at Sam linebacker too, a little bit here and there, and at the deep safety, but very, very few snaps. Versatility has never been a problem for Sonny Styles. That's why he's now taken another step forward to that will linebacker position. So what have we seen thus far in just 1 week of spring ball? During 11-on-11 practice, CJ Hicks took the first team reps. So they're giving a little bit of veteran leniency there. Sonny Styles took second team, and Jim Knowles said this spring already, he said, quote, you're always looking to get the best 11 on the field, right? So when you look at a 12 personnel set, you say, okay, I got Sonny, Cody, and CJ as my 3 linebackers with the 4 down linemen. Could we have another component with Jack and JT, the 3 defensive tackles, Cody and Sonny, or Cody and CJ as 2 linebackers? I think who's going to be the best 11 against bigger sets? Could it be Hero, versus having a third linebacker? Could it be 3 tackles? That's my thoughts. So he's all over the place there. Anyways, always looking to get your best 11 on the field, of course. Somebody to watch if you're looking for somebody to bust out that you haven't seen. It's got to be CJ Hicks, right? Even if he doesn't start, if it's going to happen for CJ Hicks, it has to happen now. It has to start happening. And James Laurinaitis has said he wants CJ to cut it loose. Jim Knowles, Jim and James has talked about Hicks as a candidate at the jack position, but will they even use the jack at all? Last season it wasn't used at all. Again, this is the start of CJ's 3rd year in the defense, so he has to be familiar with it, right? The production needs to follow that familiarity, and he has everything athletically you could ask for in a linebacker. So looking at this season, Laurinaitis likes his options, but the results aren't guaranteed yet. He said, quote, "It's a big spring for our guys. There's a lot of guys that are going to be fighting for playing time, so it's a big spring for a lot of our guys." He went on to say, "They just got to play. And I think it all comes down to consistency. Consistency breeds confidence. So if you want to put your stake in on a position, you go and do it day in and day out." One more quote here from Laurinaitis. So I think when you look at it, it's, okay, do we have 4 players? Maybe 5 that can earn the right to play. Because I think if you play well enough, the season's going to be really long with this 12-game playoff. So you're looking at, 16 games or something? So we're going to have to rotate, and if we have the ability to, now if only 2 guys show up and prove that they're trustworthy, then only 2 will play. Laurinaitis needs 4 that can play, especially in a 16-plus game season. You can't have guys playing 1,000 reps, especially at linebacker, in the trenches, on the O-line, D-line, stuff like that. You got to give guys rest, especially in these blowouts. So it's on you, CJ. Consistency. Everybody said it over and over. And then Sonny's established. So I don't know. I don't feel good about CJ beating out Sonny. Now, they both could play occasionally. Sonny could move to a Sam against those bigger sets that Jim Knowles was talking about, like a 12 personnel. So you can do that occasionally, but not everybody does that at down in and down out, except for the cheaters. They're about the only team that runs the ball with 2 tight ends, consistently. So let's get 4. We need 4. So I got for you today. Talk to you tomorrow. Go Bucks.